Hey friends, what's up? Philip here with Points with Philip, and I'm actually coming to you again with some breaking news because, well, we're in that kind of time of year apparently. But anyway, I'm coming to you because it was announced yesterday that clear prices are going to be going up. Now, this is really interesting. So, first of all, Clear is a service that was $199. After July 1st, it will move to $209. Not a terribly different cost, but still an increased cost nonetheless. Now, there's currently no word on how much it will be to add someone else to your account, but currently an extra user is $119. And so that's interesting. If you have like a player two or something like that, then if you want to add them to your account, it's going to be a certain amount, right? So $119. Now, can you get it? You can also get a discounted rate based on if you have any loyalty status with certain airlines and things like that, and you can end up paying less if you actually do pay it. Now, let's take a look at what Clear is. So, first of all, Clear is a service that allows you to skip the line in part. So it works best with TSA PreCheck or global entry, which includes PreCheck. But Clear allows you to identify yourself using your biometrics. You can go in, they scan your picture, they scan your face rather, and then basically they scan your boarding pass, and then someone escorts you to the front of whichever TSA check-in line that you are a part of, and then you get in. And so you don't really have to show your ID to the TSA agent. They can still request it, but it's definitely not something you have to have like, oh, I need to have my ID out. You will need to have your boarding pass either in digital or printed out form for this to work. Now, so once you're, so basically there's usually a regular line, a pre-check line, and then a clear line. So once you go through that clear line, essentially there's a clear representative that actually escorts you directly to the TSA representative that allows you into your line. And so if there's a long line, that can really help you. You're going to be saving a lot of time, and so there's the possibility is there. Now, Clear actually also has some other services that they offer. So they also have things like, you can order for specific airports. You can get, valet parking. You can also get someone to help you check your bags at the gate, or I'm not at the gate, but at the where the car pickup is. And there's all sorts of great things about Clear. Now, there's also an interesting thing that they added about Clear is that you can actually, so if you lose your bags, or if you lose something in the airport, you can actually call the Clear office, and they will actually send someone to go look for your bag, and then they can arrange to ship it back to you. Now, that shipping will come at your cost, but it is nice to have someone on the ground that can help you if you are no longer in that airport or if you're on the other side of the world. So that's kind of nice, right? So there's a bunch of different ways to use Clear, but primarily it's just to get you kind of through security in a faster way. So do I use it, right? So absolutely. I will always look for ways to keep it if I have flight plans in the coming year. So this is my second year with Clear. And the reason why is because I live in Orlando. So for those of you that don't know, Orlando is very well known for two things: for having really, really terrible lounges, but also for having insane crowds. So one of the great things about Orlando is that a lot of people fly into Orlando International Airport, and another one of those great things is that a lot of people fly into Orlando International Airport. So it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? So now here's the thing. So despite the fact that it's one of the busiest airports in the country, you're only looking at 3 possible security checkpoints. So one for Terminal A, Terminal B, and Terminal C. So that's kind of a struggle. It's kind of a bottleneck, right? Meaning that lines can get very long whenever there's a travel season. And for Orlando, that's whenever kids are out or whenever somebody else's kids could be out in another part of the world, right? So, whenever England has their spring break, it's always going to be super busy. It's a wild airport. So I have to use it if I'm going to fly through the airport that's closest to me. So that's really a problem. Now, Clear has always gotten me through security in about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, this is Clear plus TSA PreCheck, which if you have the ability to get TSA PreCheck, I strongly recommend you do. Just the act of not having to take everything out of your backpack or take your shoes off is kind of nice. Now, I've also had very positive experiences with Clear and TSA PreCheck in Atlanta and JFK. Now, I've heard some people say bad things about JFK, where the Clear line doesn't really get you anything, but whenever I've flown through JFK, and it does tend to be in the earlier part of the day, to be fair, there really wasn't much of a problem getting through Clear and then things like that. And the same thing in Atlanta. And although that was closer to like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So, Clear, I've definitely used it. Now, here's the thing with credit cards, certain credit cards, you can get Clear reimbursed, or essentially for free to you. And so basically, you need, so in order to be able to get that, you need to figure out what needs to go in your wallet. But before we talk about what needs to go in your wallet, I want to talk to you about what is my wallet. So I want to talk to you again about Exter. I know I've been talking about them quite a bit. This is the Wallet Pro. Now this is actually really nice, very fine leather. I use this little pocket for cash, and then this little pocket is showing off my one key card that I actually just got today. I'm going to be seeing what I can be using this for. I actually got it because I had a pretty easy to reach sign up bonus. But anyway, that's for a different video. But anyway, I love the fact that you can just click this little mechanism and it just shows your cards, and you can just pick one out. Look at that. That's my Mesa homeowner card right there. And, it's really nice. And at the back here, I actually put this little pocket here. This is their card finder. And so this works with Apple Find My. There's also a different version that works with Androids. And that's really convenient. So basically, I won't be able to lose this one. And then it looks really, really pretty and really awesome. But anyway, thanks for listening to that. But if you are interested in getting Exter wallets, there's a link in the description below that you can get at any time 10% off. However, up until Father's Day, there is a special promo site-wide. So their site promo is 30% off anything. But with my code, you get an additional 10% off, which means you get 40% off if you use the link in the description below. So if you're interested in Exter, go ahead and take a look at that. Let me know if you have any questions about Exter. I definitely would be more than happy to answer those. But anyway, now that we talked about what is the wallet, let's talk about what needs to be in your wallet in order to get this card. So basically, you get the free Clear credit with the Platinum, the Business Platinum, the Green card, the Hilton Aspire card, which I have right here, and then the Centurion card. So the Centurion card is actually the only card that I haven't held that gives you Clear. Now, additionally, if you have a Delta or a United co-branded card, you can get a reduced rate. And so that can be, I think it was $159 currently. I'm not sure if that will change with the new pricing structure. Now, it's important to know that you need to have separate lines, so separate accounts. So basically, the first year that we had Clear, I only had the Green card, and so I used that to pay for my version, and then I just added my wife as an account, family member on my account, and so we only had to pay, I think it was like 116, 119, something like that, to add her. Now, however, we have the Business Platinum and the Platinum card, so I actually she had to create her own account, and then so we paid for the Platinum card on mine, the Business Platinum on hers, and then we were able to get both of those credited back to us. And so basically you have to have in order for you have the double credit, if you do have two cards that gives you the Clear credit, they do have to have each user has to have their own account. So that's important to know. Now, I talked to a Clear supervisor about this. She was pretty she seemed to be pretty well read into like the requirements, and so that was kind of a big deal. Now, so that's going to be important. And then here's the thing too: authorized users on your card don't get their own Clear account. At least that's according to this Clear supervisor I spoke to. So if you just have the Platinum card, for example, and you pay for someone to be an authorized user, if you pay for Clear with your card and then your authorized user card, only one of those is actually going to come back as a statement credit. So that's important to know as well. So just keep that in mind if you're interested in Clear. Now, let's take a look at TSA PreCheck or Global Entry. So should I get it? So absolutely. I have it, and I would recommend anyone who does it if you're traveling. TSA PreCheck is good for 5 years, as is Global Entry. And basically, TSA PreCheck can actually enroll through Clear, so you can actually sign up through the Clear website, and then you just have to verify your enrollment at a TSA checkpoint when you go in. So I know my airport has a specific point that you have to go to check in with that. But yeah, so that's pretty easy to do. Now, global entry is going to be a little bit more difficult. You actually need to enroll and then schedule a screening interview, usually going to be a few months out. You can also do an interview upon arrival into the country. I decided to not do that because I just wanted to make coming back in as stress-free as possible. But if you do interview on arrival, they pretty much just interview you on the spot when you're coming back into the country. And so that's pretty easy to use. So, but anyway, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Clear and the fact that the price is going out. Now, of course, shout out to the points guy who broke this news yesterday. And thanks for watching me. If you have any questions or opinions about Clear, just let me know in the comment section below. But thanks again for joining me, and I can't wait to see you later. Bye.